Just starting training camp, but here we are in October, and off we go on EA Sports.
This one taken just inside the 10. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. He finds his man, complete. That's Gardner. 4 yards the result on the first play from scrimmage. Second down.
Well, this defense for the Raiders, they were terrific last week in the victory over Kansas City.
And every defensive team that we talk to, they spend a lot of time talking about creating turnovers. And anytime you get 2 or more in a game, you've got a really good performance. They exceeded that number in a huge way. They got the football back 4 times in the win.
And they'll look to avoid an early 3 and out here on 3rd and 4. Back to throw. He's got a man, complete. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. That's a gain of nearly 40 yards on 3rd and medium to pick up the first. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30.
Running straight ahead, Taylor.
Down to about the 22 here. These are his numbers from last week's contest. 11 carries, 107 yards, and the touchdown.
And he's been a touchdown machine for this season. He's #1 in the league in rushing touchdowns. So that has to help the entire offense as a whole. Play-action passes, other people have a chance to touch the football because your defense...
And it's a fumble. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown.
Well, not exactly the way that they drew it up, partner, but certainly not going to complain because the end result, touchdown.
A great outcome for the offensive side, but a crushing play defensively. You make a quick stop, force a fumble, and to see them take the fumble all the way in for 6 points. Now the challenge becomes not getting down and going out and continuing to make plays and hoping the ball bounces your way the next time.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line.
So here comes the Raiders offense now onto the field. And they'll be led out by their 3rd-year quarterback.
Brandon, I don't know about you, but when I heard he threw 5 touchdown passes last week, I thought, well, he's going to be the AFC Offensive Player of the Week. I need to hear any other stats, and it turned out to be right.
That's exactly right. It seemed like every time we turned around, he was throwing one in the end zone. But he doubled down. He said, I see 5 more in this game. Challenge accepted.
Challenge.
Throwing to start the drive. Mitchell. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. The result, only 4 yards there on the play, and it's 2nd down. Let's see what kind of mindset they have here offensively after giving up the touchdown on the opening drive.
And based on our time with them, prior to this game, I feel like they've got a good mindset going in.
Rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted.
And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
Well, we went from scoreless to 13-0 in a hurry. First, their offense had the touchdown, and now the defense comes through with one.
You can't get a better 1-2 punch in that. Off a touchdown offense by getting one on defense. If they keep that effort up, they'll take the other sideline out of this one very quickly.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air.
Taking it about the 1. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. Second drive of the game coming up for this Las Vegas offense.
Throwing after the interception. Mitchell. Wide open receiver complete. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. It's a loss of 4 on the first down play.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
Mitchell to throw on second down. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. The catch and run there, good for 16 and a first.
And they'll use him out in the backfield, and sometimes quite a bit. They're just trying to get him touches any way they can. 4 catches a week ago, there's another one right there.
Throw left side complete. That's Harris. And he is going to lose yardage here. That one unable to develop, never got going. A loss of a couple, and it's second down.
They threw the screen to the perimeter, but to no benefit at all. Tackle behind the line of scrimmage for a loss of yardage.
Mitchell now looking to throw on second down. And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line. And that's now 4 completions in a row. Good bounce back following the interception last drive.
Certainly not letting it affect him, that's for sure. And we all know interceptions are going to happen. So the big trick, don't let it affect you going forward. Most of the good quarterbacks, they just tell the ball boy, get that one out of the rotation, give me a fresh ball, and let's go. Let's get his offense moving again.
Back to throw now on first down. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he'll be taken down at about the 22-yard line. He was locked in. 2 trips to the end zone, Charles, over 100 yards receiving.
How about the combination of route running, confidence going downfield, and the ability to go up and get the football? You're exactly right. It was hard for them to stop him.
Well, that play never really got off the launching pad. He had a linebacker in his face before he had a chance to do much of anything.
Yeah, I think his big boys up front, that offensive line, they've got to do a little bit better job of protecting him if they're going to continue to run the option like this.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a touchdown. A great play there. His second rushing touchdown on the year. And the Raiders have cut it back with a score. How about the call there? 3rd down. I know I was thinking pass, and I bet that defense was as well.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think the defense was guessing exactly as you described there, and that's what pays to be contrarian and to have the guts to make that kind of a call. You keep the defense guessing, and in this case, it pays off in a touchdown.
By analyzing millions of data points, millions of emails we send,
so with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. This one taken just inside the 10. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. Seattle's offense coming back onto the field, ready for their second drive. A lot of time for this unit to game plan on the sideline after that drive. They watch the other side just score. But remember, last time they were out, they scored as well. We'll see if they can seize that momentum right back.
And they haven't had a lot of time to cool off from reaching the end zone last time. So they haven't been able to keep themselves mentally sharp and into this game, even though they haven't been on the field. And you and I both know, one big play, though, gets them right back up to that level.
Now a toss left side into the hands of his tight end. Finding space at the 40. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. So here's a 1st and 10 now in Raider territory at the 47. They'll set up a throw. He'll drop this down to Taylor. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 40. 3 yards remain for second down. Back to throw again. He finds his man, complete. It's man. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 30. After one, 14-6 our score. Seahawk football here to start quarter number 2. As they've got it with a 1st and 10. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, force the ball free.
By brand, the best part, unlike subscriber trading, there is no commitment. Amazon coupons can be used for one-time purchases. A Stephen Yellow, that's my 2 cents. Spend it wisely.
They'll look to throw again. A quick throw knocked away and incomplete.
Oh, they do it.
He's on the move now, 2 straight to throw. And this will be swung out wide for Taylor. And he'll be brought down at the 28, and that is well short of the first. 3 yards, all they could muster there, and it'll bring up 4th down.
How about that strategy there, Brandon? 3rd down. They just said, we've got faith in our tackles. We'll give you the short stuff, and just decided to protect the sticks. So every time I hear fans telling me tackling's not a part of the game anymore, plays like that, I can clip and save and show them you have to tackle well if you want to be a good defense.
So that one on target, and it adds to this first half lead.
And maybe we're too early to worry too much about 1-score lead, 2-score lead, etc. But this is where you kind of start banking those points that come in helpful later on.
Now a crease here as he's past the 30. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. Here's Las Vegas ready to take the field. A strong showing their last time out. They scored the touchdown, but Charles, they looked up, and they're still down double digits, so you feel like just to keep pace, this drive probably needs to end in the end zone as well.
Yeah, and I think the best move for them is to not worry about how far they are down on the scoreboard, but to just remember the last drive and how it ended. Go ahead and try and repeat that. Then you can look at the scoreboard and see where this game is.
Going down the middle, and it's complete. And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42. The Raiders have a perfect 4-0 to start the campaign. They've been playing their best football of the year. Winners of 4 in a row.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. Chalk that up as a 4-yard loss. And now it's 3rd down. Back to throw. Mitchell. And the Seahawks defense gets to him, and they bring him down. Uchenna and Nwosu got the sack there. Now, the #1 mission of any offensive line, you got to protect that quarterback, keep him safe back there. This time, the rush got to him in a hurry.
Yeah, that's one where you turn to your lineman and say, guys, can I get a little help here? And you have to ask politely because, remember, they're blocking for you the entire game. But as a quarterback, you've also got to have the clock running in your head when you need to get rid of the football. But this time, he had no chance. They were on him instantly.
And he is going to have a Raiders first down on what will be a big play there on 4th and long. Plays, you usually think 1, 2, 3 yards, maybe 10. Not there. What a huge pickup as the Sticks make a drastic shift forward. So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. That's over 40 yards of movement with those last 2 plays. All right, I got to ask you, with these RPOs, essentially the quarterback has 3 options, right? So what's different from that versus the triple option that we see the service academies run at the college level?
As a general rule, the triple option at the college level, most things are called outside of the quarterback faking it to the runner and then keeping it himself and maybe having a trail back. What I mean is, in the NFL, that option to throw the football all comes about organically. It's a natural deal based on reads. In college, if you're going to throw the football for triple option, you've actually called that play.
And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. All that gets him is just a yard, and now it's 3rd down.
They made a nice effort to stick him with a loss for that play, but it's going to take more than that to keep him from advancing the ball. Should be an entertaining battle anytime he tucks and runs over the second half of this contest.
Now Mitchell on 3rd down. And that is caught. Touchdown, Raiders. A great effort there. His first touchdown on the year. And the Raiders are back within a score. And partner, they found a gap there on the post pattern, and it was in the middle third of the field.
And that's really difficult to do because ordinarily the safeties are back there to prevent that happening. But they found the opening and exploited it.
Josh McDaniels, he's got faith in his offense, and he's going to have him go for 2. They'll try and throw for it. And he's got it. So the try for 2 successful. And with it, they're back within a field goal. And around two-point try, sometimes the QB's best friend is that big target, the tight end.
I love how you described it because you know he's going to have some length and some catch radius as well as a big body to keep people away from the football.
Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. This one taken just inside the 10. So here are the Seahawks ready to take over on offense. They're on a 3-game winning streak. Right now looking good in this one as well. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. To the right side, he's got Cooper. It's complete. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down. On second down, here's the option. Only a yard there on the keeper, and that's going to leave him with a 3rd down. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. And they'll try and run the option to pick it up. The keeper nets him only a yard, and that's going to bring up 4th. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. On 4th down, ready to punt, Michael Dixon. Take it in at the 22. It'll be a 44-yard punt, 6 on the return. And it'll be Raiders football, 1st and 10. The Vegas offense ready for their next possession. Good drive last time. Really effective passing the football. Do you maybe mix it up, now go to the ground game and surprise the defense a little bit?
I would anticipate the defense making some changes, but I wouldn't necessarily just absolutely go in the opposite direction. They're doing so well throwing the ball. I wouldn't change it up until they showed me a reason to do so.
Here's Mitchell on 1st and 10. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards. To throw on second down. Mitchell. There goes a deep ball. End zone. And it's going to be caught for a Raider touchdown. A big play there. His 9th touchdown of the season. And the Raiders will take the lead here in the final minute of the first half.
Well, Charles, this offense is just so explosive. They lead the league in scoring, and another example of just how good they are right there on that play.
Yeah, we all want to overstate about how explosive teams are. This team is truly a threat to score on every snap, especially on the first few plays of any series. And a big score like that, it only adds to the reputation as the league's best offense.
Scoring summary, 3-play drive, and it winds up in 6 points for the Raiders.
This one taken just inside the 10. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. The Seahawks going to take over now late in this first half. And with a little under a minute remaining, we'll see if they want to try to put a drive together, possibly even take the lead here with a touchdown. He'll dump this off to Taylor, complete.
Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Here's 2nd and 8. And he's got it. Got his man on the end route. Complete. Now another timeout called for by the offense as the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the first half. On 3rd and short, that's going to pick it up through the air.
And he's going to have a Seahawks first down. They needed 3. He doubled that. He got 6.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And he's got his receiver, Cooper.
He's got room at the 30. And he's going to be out of bounds all the way down inside the 15.
A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. They'll set up to throw. To the right side, complete to Taylor. 2 yards that time. A stark contrast from the big chunk on the previous play. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Gardner. Now the Seahawks forced to use their third and final timeout as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number one.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide him. But the tight end direct,
touchdown, Seahawks. A great play there. As the first half is winding down. And the Seahawks have taken the lead here in the final stages of this first half. Extra point right down the middle. And that gives them a 3-point lead. So that winds up a 7-play drive all told. And it all culminates with a Seattle score. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away from the 6. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
How significant he is to his nation. He provided a promise moment tonight. And the same question for this man, Dave. I'm hoping it up for Vinicius Jr. Former ball, the former LAFC player, defending him. Richarlison.
The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive. And with only 9 seconds remaining, and not much time, we'll see how they play this. To throw is Mitchell. Throwing to start the drive. Oh, tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Jordan Brooks with it. And the Seahawks are going to take possession of the football. So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. He's going to need a little mustard on this one. It will be a 51-yard attempt. And his kick here is good. And that will do it for this first half. Message received here. No need to wait. We're going to skip halftime and get right back to the action. Here comes the third quarter.
It was a 5-1 thumping.
And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gordon, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. Fields it right around the goal line. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The Raider offense ready to go here to start the third quarter. This offense, Charles, had a strong first half throwing the football, at least in terms of yardage, but that hasn't translated so far on the scoreboard as they begin the third quarter here, trailing and looking for a little momentum.
Yeah, you're right about that because, you know, let's face it, in the first half, most of their focus was in the passing game. And to their credit, resulted in a healthy amount of yardage. So I would think that they're going to anticipate that defense loosening up a little bit to try and cover the passing lanes. They've got to get the running game going, and there should be some gaps to run through now.
Now they'll run the option to the short side left. He'll get 2 on the keeper, but it becomes now a third down.
Anytime you decide to use your quarterback as a runner, most of the time when you design a play, you're expected to break a little bit bigger than this one because when you run him on short gains, your risk-reward and him taking hits, I'm not sure that's the payoff they were looking for.
And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he's going to come up a few yards short of the first. They get him to the ground at the 37. On fourth down, they'll try and run for it. And he will have first down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. The fourth down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on first down. Throwing right, and that's complete. And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line. And he's over 100 yards now after that last catch. Already, of course, leading the NFL in receiving yardage.
So he's done nothing at all to hurt his cause to stay in that spot. But I've been so impressed with how he's gotten it done. Body control, route running. How about the way he competes for the football at the end of the play?
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, second and 2. 8 yards the tally on that first down run. Here's second and 2. And they'll keep leaning on the running game back to the ground. And they will only muster a yard here at the 38. Not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
This will be play number 8 here on the drive. It's 3rd and a yard. Here's a give up the middle. And they will touch him down, but not before he gets the
Rafinha on the outside to get it. Rafinha's cross to the backside. Vinicius Jr.
And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. Nothing doing. Barely able to muster a yard to hit the 35. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. He's going to get this one out to his fullback.
And he's going to be marked down just inside the 35.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
Mitchell to throw on 3rd down. And they will take over at the 26-yard line. And that could turn out to be a giant play, Charles. You got an offense driving to take the lead, but they're turned away on the INT.
I think that we might look back on this in the 4th quarter and say, that was the play of the game.
Evades the tackler, and now some space.
Finding space at the 40.
And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. The catch and run there, good for 16 and a first.
When you get a big tight end like this, sometimes it takes more than one man to bring him down. Oftentimes, your best bet, just jump on and hold on and wait for your teammates to arrive to help get him on the ground.
He finds his man, complete. It's Gardner. And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43.
And what a nice example there of a tight end doing exactly what he needs to do.
How about Rafinha down to that corner? He's going to catch up to that ball. We'll see if they give Rafinha the assist. Might have been a touch from Neymar all the way through. And here's the goal scorer back on the ball. And Neymar felt the contact coming.
Side, made sure he secured the catch, and then anything after that, we count that as a bonus. And indeed, he gets enough for the first down.
And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about.
South Korea. Brazil needs some real height.
Crucial foul, roughing the passer, defense.
So obviously they will decline the penalty there, and the result is 6 points. The Seahawks offense staying put out on the field. They're going to go for 2. They'll let Taylor try and run. And he is going to be stopped short of the goal line. Oh, they'll mark him inside the 1. He just couldn't keep churning those extra few inches. And the 2-point attempt is turned aside. Taken at the goal line. And he will make it to the 20-yard line. And
half goal in the last 10 games overall to be able to get out early on South Korea. A South Korea team that went down in the 5th minute against Portugal, came from behind to win in stoppage time. Very different situation. And a penalty. Richarlison stuck in behind to get to that loose ball. He was kicked as he did so. And Brazil a chance to make it 2.
the Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive. As this offense takes the field against CD. Remember last drive they were moving the football, but then they threw that costly interception, so we'll see if they can right the ship here on this drive.
And doesn't that just sum up football? We see it all the time, don't we? The defense goes from losing to battles.
He's got him in, complete. And he'll be hauled down at about the 30-yard line. So the big play has him all the way down to the 30 now for 1st and 10. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Looking to throw. Mitchell. And his throw is incomplete. Not sure what happened out there, but it looked like the timing was a little off on that throw.
Well, you know I'm a defender, so what am I going to say?
Great defense.
Darn right. They did something to disrupt that timing.
Brazil's all-time goal-scoring record. Kim Sung-kyo trying desperately to get a save or a miss to keep South Korea in this one early.
Mitchell now on third down. Looking for his tight end.
Come on, man, the eyes of the world in these 12 yards. As Neymar is ready. Look at the positioning of the goalkeeper all the way to his right. Doesn't matter for Neymar.
Final minute now of the third quarter. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And this is caught. Touchdown, Raiders. A great effort there. His second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Raiders are able to cut into this deficit here in the final minute of the third.
I know Paul Revere talked about by land or by sea, right? You know, one by land, two by sea. He didn't mention air because right now we're seeing a big-time performance, aren't we? That's 2 touchdowns so far in this game.
Where'd you pull that one from?
And, you know, every now and then I actually listened in history class.
And you're just a scholar all the way around. You're reading all the time. I like that you fit that in with the broadcast.
You know, I just grab a nugget when I can.
Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. This one taken.
This game kicked off at 4 a.m. in South Korea, and you wonder about fans who maybe were a few minutes late.
And he returns this to the 22. Now we get a stoppage because a member of the Raiders shaken up on that one. We'll take a break and get a report from Vegas after this. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. Third quarter of a tight football game as we come up on a 2nd and 10. Off the option, here's Taylor. And a nice run past the 30-yard line there. And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play. Back now in Las Vegas. Welcome back, everybody. The offense on third down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. And no chance as he was met and dropped behind the line there. That'll back him up 2 yards and also bring up 4th.
I think it's pretty evident we can see
the conversation in this game. We talked about the fact coming in how South Korea had to play 5 players every minute of the tournament so far. Brazil had no player that had played every minute. If this ends up being a lopsided victory more than just the 2, it gives them another opportunity to rest some more players ahead of the next round. Still a long way to go, but I mean, a team that now in South Korea has to really open up and attack more against Brazil and only leaves more space behind you. Not a recipe you want.
And it's not just they had to play so many players, but these two groups, it was a 3-day turnaround. Most of the teams in this World Cup have been getting 4 games.
Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. So possession goes over here on the punt, and the Raiders will take over now, 1st and 10. The Raiders offense ready to go. Their defense accomplished step 1 of the mission. They forced the punt. Now they'll look to erase that deficit and take a 4th quarter lead. Throwing to start the drive. Mitchell. And incomplete on the deep ball.
Trying to erase that deficit all at once. One big shot. He took it. Unfortunately for him, incomplete.
Now Mitchell throwing again. Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawks defense. Uchenna Nwosu picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He's going to sling this deep downfield. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
I like the fact that he took the shot deep downfield. Even if you don't get the catch, maybe you get a defensive penalty and pick up the yardage that way.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. Got a man over the middle, and it's complete. Not often do 4th down conversions result in 23 yards, but that's the case here. 1st down.
Hands it off for Vinicius Jr. Got the opener. He's jumped to the turf. As he gets the pass away from Neymar as it poked away. Newman trying to release. Let's go.
One back in the backfield. He'll get the carry. And some good acceleration there as he's across midfield to the 48-yard line. Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards. So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. Well, they nearly sprung him that time as he takes this all the way down to the 37.
Not many international teams that play the way Brazil do. Club level, you see some teams play like this with the 3 and 5 attackers across the front and dropping, interchanging, runs in behind.
12 carries for him now. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4. Back to throw. Mitchell. Over the middle, complete. That's Harris. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks' 20-yard line. 11 more yards there, and this methodical drive continues.
Vinicius Jr. on the run. Charlottesville opening up to his left. He's crowded off the ball. No foul.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And that's going to be caught for a Raider touchdown. A great play there. His 3rd touchdown of the game, number 11 on the year. And the Raiders have moved out in front here in the 4th quarter.
And that 3rd counter there gives them the lead, and it's obvious they've needed everything that he's given them today. The 3 touchdowns, that's impressive, but without him, they're not winning this game.
All right, now a big 2-point conversion attempt still to come. They'll look to throw. And he's got it. So the 2-point conversion is good, and they add on to their 4th quarter lead. So that effort gives them a 3-point cushion and guarantees that a field goal going forward will beat them.
Yeah, that's really good strategy because that's all you care about. Not getting beat at this stage, at least give your team a fighting chance.
This one taken just inside the 10. And it's a pretty good return here, so get this up to the 29. As Seattle now ready to march out of the field. Now the bad news for them, they've seen that cushion they once had totally evaporate And they're working from behind. The good news, they now have the opportunity to regain the lead right back. And he'll get this to the 32.
That play reminded me a lot of a former teammate of mine. We used to call him the trash man. His ability to sit through traffic and make plays was uncanny.
And that's exactly what you want from your Mike linebacker. On second down, here's a keeper by the QB.
And he'll get this one up to about the 39 here. The battle in the trenches never more important than right now. This is 3rd and inches.
They'll try and run the option to pick it up.
And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. He'll look to throw. But he's got Cooper on the out route. That's complete. Oh, no, he lost the football. But this will get out of bounds, so possession will stay the same.
You can almost see inside his face mask there the look of relief. He coughed it up, but it goes out of bounds. They keep it.
Someone can't run a lucky horseshoe, aren't they? If I were him, I'd go out and play the lottery after that one. A very fortunate man.
And they're operating in plus territory here. They're thinking points. Definitely don't want to lose the football at this juncture.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
Well, a momentary speed bump there with that throw partner. The defense had other ideas, and they're trying to mount a small stand before this drive reaches the end zone.
On a huge mistake late, it's intercepted. And the Raiders are going to take over at their own 28-yard line.
That throw, Charles, over the middle of the field, and a few too many bodies in there got picked.
That's a normal situation, too, isn't it? No matter how hard you try and spread the field sometimes, there's always going to be a traffic jam, it feels like, towards the middle. And if there's any type of a missed throw, or maybe the ball's tipped, or just too many bodies in the area, an interception can result.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground.
And a nice pickup there as he'll get about 9, and that will lead us to a stoppage here at the 2-minute warning.
So it's Raider football.
Junior. It's on the end of it. Keeps it in play. He was stumbling. He moved on defending. Back for Danilo. Danilo's cross hooked in, and a punch there in traffic. Looks so cute. Reset for Rafinha. Rafinha able to split the double, couldn't get cleanly away though. Some of you men would love for that to be a foul. Frankie
set. They've got a second down now as they search for a way to get this one to the finish line. And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Now, this is a big 3rd down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here. And he gets this down to the 18, good enough for a first down. And whistles, and we're going to have another stoppage of play as they call the timeout on defense with 1:53 left. Another nice move, and he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. Now the Seahawks forced to use their 3rd and final timeout, and they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. Now a handoff running through the middle.
Oh, Brandon, I'm going to tell you, this is football time to me. They're inside the 10-yard line. That's like drawing a line in the sand. Who's going to make the stand here? Defensive guys, they know if he gets in the end zone, this ball game is over. And the guys with the football right now, they're thinking, let's just pound it in there.
Got to hold him to 3 to keep this a 1-score game. And he'll keep working toward that end zone as he's down to about the 2-yard line. Only a yard that time, so now a decision to be made here on 4th and goal. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And this is caught. And that could seal it. It's a touchdown.
That's just how they drew it up, CD. His first read was there, got it to him quickly, and into the end zone.
Absolutely excellent execution by all involved. And the coordinator, got to give him credit, found the perfect play call. Quarterback let it fly as soon as the target came free, and his guy made a nice catch. Just how you draw it up in practice and then execute it in the game.
Extra play by Cook.
They're backing off. That's Vinicius Jr. up the left. Nemo rolling to his right into the box and just runs out of steam there. Really out for a touch.
And his guys will take a 10-point lead. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. This one taken just inside the 10. So all eyes on this Seahawks offense. Down on the scoreboard. And time, a huge factor. They've won 3 in a row, but they've got work to do if they want to get a 4th in a row as they come up on first down. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And down he goes. Brought down a Raider sack. Counting.
No call for him. Referees, defenders, doesn't matter. Vinicius Jr. now. That was blocked.
It's remaining. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Gardner. And he will get out of bounds to stop the clock. So a nice pickup there all the way up past the 40-yard line. They'll look to throw now on first down. Flush down right. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. And the job becomes twice as difficult now after the sack. It's 2nd and 20. And this is intercepted. And that should do it. Sauce Gardner picks it up. And the Raiders are going to take possession of the football. If you combine last week and this week, he's got a hat trick going because he had 2 interceptions a week ago.
He's seeing the ball so well and understanding what receivers are and positioning. I mean,
Richarlison. How many juggles is that? Marquinhos. Richarlison! What a goal!
with such great technique and paying it off, actually catching the ball when he has a chance. He's helping his team in a huge way.
Now the Raiders going to burn their 3rd and final timeout. That'll be their 3rd and final stoppage here as we step aside. And they will take a knee here. Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this one ends, and understandably so. Not only did they get the win, but boy, their offense was on fire in this ball game.
And partner, I have no idea what the top speed is on one of those high-end sports cars. What's the top gear you can get into? This offense, they certainly were there in this one, huh? Everything clicking for them in this contest, the kind of performance that they're going to cherish.
So for Las Vegas, their strong September has carried over to October as they move to 5-0. And they'll get to stay home again next week as the Tennessee Titans come to town. Meanwhile, for the Seahawks, the loss will move them back to 3-2 on the year. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves next week at home against San Francisco.
This could get ugly quick. There's Rafinha. Rafinha, no. I mean, ugly or beautiful, depending on your point of view.
This is the clinical Brazil we haven't seen really in this tournament. They had to work for it against Serbia. Then they get the 1-goal win. And they lose to Cameroon. I mean, this is going back to that lineup of the first game. And yeah, South Korea give away the penalty. That gets them down 2-0. But that goal right there, I don't know any team that can stop that. That is just the way they pass and move and just incisively cut you open with their movement off the ball. And then the finishing with that quality. Brazil Richarlison is just on another level. Hasn't been as red hot for Tottenham Hotspur in the Premier League. 2 goals for them this season. He has 10 goals now in his last 9 games for Brazil.
Brazil scored 3 goals in 3 games in the group stage. Scored 3 goals in half an hour here tonight. Son Heung-min opens it up wide. Hwang Hee-chan. On header, Militao got round to the byline. Save Alisson. South Korea are giving up the fight.
Well, you get an example. Eder Militao, going back to talking about him being a center back. You don't often have to defend out 1v1 as often as a center back. You have a right back or left back that's protecting you initially, and then you're defending a different type of run. When you get run at like that by Hwang Hee-chan, great work, gets him off balance, skates around him. Once again, Alisson has to have another save, so now his 3rd save of the game.
Came off for Lucas Paquetá for Rafinha. Tomorrow on Fox, we're going to wrap up the round of 16 with a doubleheader. Morocco against Spain, followed by Cristiano Ronaldo. Over to you, sir, as Portugal take on Switzerland. It begins at 9 a.m. Eastern and 6 a.m. Pacific tomorrow on Fox. This been Africa's best ever World Cup. Morocco, the last team standing for Africa and for the Arab world. You know, Spain's side were in the quarterfinal of the World Cup for the first time since, or a chance to go to the quarterfinal for the first time since 2010. When they lost in penalties in the round of 16 against Russia 4 years ago. Lucas Paquetá, Rafinha wanted that. He was wide open. Gets it after all. Rafinha tries to cut back. Lucas Paquetá. Casemiro puts it wide.